Life has always shown, through countless examples, that the way we think determines the direction of our story. Napoleon Hill once taught that whatever you think about, you become. But if thinking is so powerful, why do so many people remain trapped in stagnation? The answer lies in a simple yet deeply transformative story. At a train station, surrounded by the noise of the tracks and the rush of the crowds, there lived a beggar. His days were reduced to holding out his hand and waiting for coins just enough to survive. Until one ordinary day, he locked eyes with a sharply dressed businessman whose presence radiated confidence. Filled with hope, the beggar approached, believing that this man would give him something of value. But instead of coins, he received an unexpected question. Do you only ever receive? Have you ever tried giving something to someone? Stunned, the beggar replied that he had nothing to offer. Calmly, the businessman answered, "If you have nothing to give, you have no right to ask. I believe in exchange. I only give when I receive something in return." And with that, he walked away, leaving the beggar lost in thought. It didn't feel like cruelty. It felt like a harsh truth. If there is nothing to offer, there is no reason to expect anything in return. That night, those words echoed inside him. For the first time, he considered that his misery might not be just bad luck, but a consequence of the posture he had adopted. One question kept pounding in his mind. What could I give? 2 days passed without him asking anyone for anything. On the third day, his eyes fell on wildflowers growing near the tracks. And then, an idea emerged. What if he offered a flower in exchange for each coin? Carefully, he picked a few flowers and returned to his spot. When he received the first coin, he handed over a flower in return. The traveler, surprised, accepted it with a genuine smile. For the first time, the beggar felt that he was giving something real, something that carried beauty and meaning. In the days that followed, he repeated the gesture. To his surprise, people began stopping in front of him intentionally, not just to give, but to receive a flower. What once was begging slowly transformed into a small exchange. And soon, he realized something important. When he had flowers to offer, the coins came more easily. When he had nothing to give, the contributions decreased. In practice, he understood a fundamental truth. People like to receive something in return. Even if symbolic, with every flower he gave, he recovered not only coins, but a piece of his dignity. One day, he encountered the businessman again. He ran up to him and said with excitement, "Now I have something to give. If you give me money, I will give you flowers in return." The businessman smiled, accepted the offer, and replied, "Now you understand the value of exchange. Today, you are no longer just a beggar. You are a businessman." Those words landed like a revelation. For the first time, the beggar saw himself differently. From that moment on, he decided to abandon a life of handouts. With the small amount of money he had saved, he went to a market and bought flowers. He returned to the station no longer as a beggar, but as a seller. He no longer asked for pity, he offered value. The change was immediate. People began to respect him, to look at him with genuine interest. The money he received was no longer charity, but payment. The smiles he received in return were proof that he was on the right path. With this new perspective, the station stopped being a place of humiliation and became the starting point of a new life. He understood that the power of transformation was not in how others saw him, but in how he saw himself. 6 months later, the same station looked different. Among the travelers now walked a man with steady steps, clean clothes, and an upright posture. He no longer carried the weight of a beggar, but the confidence of someone who had found a purpose. It was then that he met the businessman once again. They greeted each other, and the man revealed, "Yes, we've met here before. I was the flower beggar. Today I have my own business, and I travel to expand it." Impressed, the businessman asked what had changed. And the man answered, "I discovered that we only receive when we are capable of giving. I was never just a beggar. I was always a merchant. I only needed to believe in myself to see that." In that moment, there was no longer a difference between the two. They were no longer beggar and benefactor, but equals connected by mutual respect. The lesson was clear. Greatness does not come from what we ask for, but from what we have the courage to offer. This story shows that there is no fixed destiny, only the way we see ourselves. As long as the man believed he was only a beggar, he lived trapped in misery. But the moment he recognized himself as someone capable of offering value, everything changed. The world responded to the new way he saw himself. As Napoleon Hill said, "Whatever you think about, you become." The secret is simple. If you see yourself as small, you will live small. But when you recognize the strength and value that already exist within you, you open the door to greatness. It's not about waiting for the world's pity. It's about realizing that there is always something you can give, even if it is as simple as a flower. If this message touched you, share it so it can reach even further. Every simple act of support generates gratitude and returns in the form of blessings. If this resonated with you, subscribe to the channel, turn on notifications, and continue with me on this journey. There is still so much content that can transform the way you see life. I also want to hear from you. Leave a comment sharing how these words impacted your heart and how your journey toward peace and balance has been. Because in truth, this is only the beginning.